that cannot. Okay. Okay, so this is Alvaro. Alvaro, do you want to just say a little bit about yourself? I just asked you to unmute. Okay, there you go.
Hello, Sarah. Hello to everyone. I hope that everything is doing well. My name is Alvaro. I am lawyer here in Flora. I am local, living and working here for actually 7 years like lawyer, but last 5 years I'm working only in the immigration field. Together with Sarah, we think that this is a better way for you if we have a Zoom meeting and everyone can make a question. As Sarah said before, it's better almost for the people who already are in US because every day we have a lot of clients here who had problem with documents because in the internet you find a lot of different uh, ways how to get documents, and when the people come here they say that it's not correct and will cost a lot of time and money to take back documents from US. So this is why we are here. You are welcome for every questions, and I will give you the answer. I think it will help you a lot.
Okay, great. So I also would just like to point out that Alvaro is the go-to lawyer here in Vlore. If not all of the expats, most of all the expats use him for visas and even real estate. Um, when I first moved here, I kept hearing his name from the other expats. Oh yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Sarah. Yeah, I am located in Vlor, but doesn't matter even for other cities. Just to explain that everything is online, and we can make application. For example, even for people who want to live in Durrës. A lot of trainers are going there because of international school almost. Now it's near the Tirana, and so we can help also in Durrës, Tirana, because everything is online from Albania, and documents to the immigration we send by post. Even for Saranda, actually, I'm doing now some other clients. So in all Albania, we can help for the documents and
Yes.
application.
Um, so so I kept hearing his name and I waited until the 11th month to apply. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna save the money and I'm just gonna do it myself. And then, like most of you, you go online and you're like, where do I start? I have no idea what's going on. And I set up a meeting with Alvaro, and I thought he was very professional and he was very clear in what I had to do. And his fees were very reasonable because there are a lot of people out there that charge a big amount. Um, and I did the self-employed visa, and the price that you pay, I got my 5-year residency, is totally worth it. So I'm very happy that I decided to go through Alvaro. And as he just said, you don't have to be in Vlora to go through him. Everything can be done no matter where you are. And actually, for the retirement visa, you are going to need documents before you actually get here. So first we're going to start with the self-employed visa. And first, Alvaro, you can talk about who should apply for this visa. Who's the best kind of person for this visa?
Okay, so this self-employed visa actually is the most applying. People are applying a lot for self-employed visa because first of all, it's for 5 years. It helps a lot because to take for 1 year, it's not very convenient to go every year to the immigration to renew documents, etc. And for Americans and Europeans now it's for 5 years self-employed visa. And actually, with the current decision, no one paid taxes. This is also another plus. Until 80,000 euro income, self-employed person don't pay taxes. They pay only uh, insurance, health insurance, that is 120. Let's speak in euro, dollar, lakh is almost the same. So it's better to say $120 every month. That is the insurance for everyone. This insurance that they are paying will become like working years in Albania and will help to register to a local doctor. So after you open a business, you register to tax office, start to pay this $120 every month, that is insurance, and you register to a doctor and will have also a doctor card. And for every control checks in the future, you don't need to pay nothing. Of course, you pay for the medicine if will be needed to take, but for the doctors, you don't pay. Also, it's a list of medicine that you can be given for free. But this is next question to discuss with the doctor. Also, they pay for accountant. That is a fee of €10. I have my accountant. It's a fee of €10 per month, and municipality tax that will be about also €10 per month. So in total, it's €140. All what they pay per month, and until €80,000 income, it's zero tax.
Okay. So that is the one that I got, and I have a certificate to teach English as a second language. So that was the best option for me. Now, Alvaro, if you could just give some examples of what not everyone has their certificate to teach English online.
Yes, that a lot of people can apply mostly online because it will help not to have a office, and you can work from the apartment. It's allowed. So one part of the apartment you can use like office, and you work online. A lot of clients are doing like teaching online, graphic designer, IT services, of course, all of them, what kind of IT services that are applied. The only thing that is needed is to have a diploma or courses. But even if you don't have a diploma or courses in this kind of business that you are opening, we can prepare a self-declaration that is allowed, and you declare that in your country or before you had experience in this kind of business, and you will be accepted from the work office to give approval for work permit, and then we continue to the immigration for 5 years visa.
Okay, so just to clarify, for if they don't have a certificate in something that they can do online, they can do a self-declaration form in the United States first?
Yes.
Okay.
No, here.
Here,
in my office, I have examples. Yes, we prepare a self-declaration, and they declare that before they have experience or they are very qualified in this kind of job. Of course, they will not be lawyer or accountant that you need diploma, but we are speaking for professionals who they have experience and they can do online, like teaching English online, marketing. So this kind of works that don't need a real diploma, like doctor or lawyer.
Okay. So what documents are needed? So first you're going to go to Alvaro, and you're going to give him the documents that are needed. So when they go to apply for this visa, what are the documents that they need?
Okay, let me to explain. No, I see that someone asked that is a minimum stay. No, at the moment that you get ID for 5 years, you don't have a minimum stay here. If you get now at March 25 until March 30, no one will check how many days you stay in Albania.
Okay.
Okay, so about self-employed, the important is to apply 30 days from the entrance in Albania, not to have fine. If the person will come to Albania in 1st of April, he has time until 30th of April to apply for resident permit. If we go for self-employed visa, I can prepare documents in 3-4 days, all documents. The first step is that the client have to go to a notary to make me a power of attorney, because you cannot apply by yourself to open a business. This power of attorney costs $50. It's better to say also prices so people will know what will be spent. Power of attorney costs €50 and will give me the rights to apply for business, to make declarations in their name, to apply for work permit and resident permit in Albania. And after I have power of attorney, I apply from my Albania, from my account, to open a business. Opening business is free, you don't need to pay, and will be registered in 1 day. So after I apply, next day business will be opened. And from this moment, you start to pay this $120 that I said before. After business is open, I register to accountant, tax office, municipality office. I register them, and so you will have address. After is this diploma or self-declaration that I say that we prepare to office. The lease is important. Just to know that you must have a notary rent, not office, because here we are preparing also office rent contract. But this is legal, but it's not enough for the immigration office. So there are some kind of so that you can do. For example, even if the owner is not agree to make the lease, we can make a notary declaration. He declare that you can stay to this apartment, or you are using this apartment for stay. It's okay. Also, this declaration is enough for the immigration to apply for visa. I prepare a business plan, so you don't need to do the business plan. Of course, it's a future business plan, and we have examples how to do for each profession or business that we are opening. Something else is the bank statement. Of course, after opening business, you have a right to open bank account in Albania and deposit money inside. The total amount that is needed is €5,000. But to be more easier for the clients, sometimes we just use bank statement in US. So you just make download the statement that you have in your bank in US, and you don't need to open bank account here for the moment. So then, because not a lot of banks open directly bank for person without resident permit. So after you have ID card, that will take about 1 month. You can choose any bank that you want, because it will be easier to open bank. For example, Raiffeisen Bank, Credins Bank, Bukata, they open only after you have a resident permit in Albania. So not to open in some small banks that will be not good for you in the future. It's better that you just show for the moment American bank with $5,000 inside, and then we continue the process. And after you have ID card, you open bank in any bank that you want. So these are the documents that we apply. First we apply online. In the moment of application, people must be in Albania, and next day I give documents to the immigration office. First they have a provisional resident permit that will be for 2 months, and in this time, normally it takes not more than 30 days, will be approved the ID card. Resident permit. After you have email of approval, you will register to civil office, municipality. I help for all the process, and pay €57 for ID card for 5 years. And with this ID card, sorry, you have the right to stay in Albania 5 years.
Okay, so just to clarify something, I waited until after I got my residency to open a bank account because that was just one more thing I didn't want to deal with at the moment. So I have, or had, because unfortunately Revolut doesn't work in Albania anymore, but I did have my Revolut account and I just downloaded the statement. I had, the minimum of €5,000 and I just gave it to Alvaro. It was super easy. What I heard when I moved here, which is kind of a common misconception, is that you absolutely need an Albanian bank account in order to get your residency, and that is not necessarily true, as he just said. A lot of people don't end up getting it in the end. I think it's very useful. It makes things a lot easier here. You don't have to deal with withdrawal fees and stuff like that. So just to go over again, so you need either a certificate of some kind of education. For me, I had the TEFL certificate, or you can do the self-declaration if you don't have a certificate. You need a notarized housing contract, which, to be honest with you, is one of maybe the hardest part about this whole thing, because a lot of landlords don't want to deal with it. They think it's like this whole big mess and they'd rather not deal with it. But I think seems like a lot of them are realizing that, okay, if we want these foreign tenants, we need to do this. And it really doesn't take much at all. It really doesn't. It's just your average contract. You guys both write it, you bring it to the notary, and you get it notarized, and that's that. Now, to get the notarized housing contract, let's say it's about 50 euros, Alvaro, to do that.
No, it's cost 70 euro, but the owner paid 20 because it's only half of Albanian part, and the tenant pay 50. It's 20 for rent and 30 for the translation, plus minus.
Okay, so we pay 50 out of our pocket.
50, yeah.
Okay. So then Alvaro's going to do the business plan, and you also need to submit a passport size photo of yourself, correct?
Yeah. Okay. 5:4 passport format, yes.
Yeah, and that's going to be about 5 euros. And Alvaro's going to do the power of attorney and make, yes, the business plan, and then show a bank statement with at least 5,000 euros.
Just to specify something, to the power of attorney, as I said before, I have power to open, stop, close business, and reopen again. Because for some reason, for example, someone want to stop business for a while and go out of Albania and come back in 6 months. So in this time, not to pay taxes, he just need to pay everything until this moment, this monthly fee for the business. Come to my office, I apply, and the business will be stopped, frozen for let's say 2 months, 6 months, and then when they come back and want to continue again, come to my office with the same power of attorney. They don't need to make again one. I apply, and the next day the business will be reopened, and they can continue working and living here without problem.
Okay. Okay, perfect. And then what is your fee for each person that does this? On top of the fee, the notarized fee and all of that.
Yeah, for my work, I take 350 euro or lakh, 35,000 lakh for all the process, starting from power of attorney and until the people will have ID card. I will follow all the process, but okay, just speak to the other persons. So from the next day, applying online, go to immigration, helping them with register to all institutions, register to a civil office, and until they get ID card. So I will be back to them, and this is my fee. What they pay extra is 120 euro for 5 years resident permit. This pay to the bank. I don't include bank commissions because in some banks you pay 300 lakh, some other 500 lakh, but 120 is fee for the immigration, 50 euro is notary, power of attorney, and 57 is the ID card for 5 years.
Okay, and that's the coupon that you get at the post office?
Yeah, coupon 57, yes.
Okay.
Coupon, yes.
So after he applies on your behalf, you get accepted pretty easily, pretty quickly, and then you get a temporary residence permit, which is going to be emailed to you. And then you have to go to the post office to buy this coupon. You need to go to the town hall. Now, this is what you have to do. Alvaro can't do this for you. Then you have to go to the town hall and verify your address because as some of you know or might have heard, that addresses here are a little difficult to understand. So you need to get that confirmed at the town hall. And then you have to go to the civil office with your notarized contract and that form from the town hall stating your actual address and the email that says you've been accepted. And then you can go to the immigration with your coupon that says you paid to get this permit, and you take a photo. This is something I'd like to point out because once I did the passport photos, I thought, okay, I don't need to take another photo. And then I showed up at the immigration looking a hot mess. And I was a little shocked that I had to take another photo.
This is a photo that you will have in 5 years in your ID card.
Exactly. This is, yeah, you want to make sure you look good. It's for 5 years. Yeah.
Sorry. Because I see a question that for a person who are more than 30 days, let's say, for a while in Albania, for this one, you just have to go to make a visa uncalled, go out and come back in the border. Just a minute, or of course you can stay 1-2 days. Is no problem. And I know that in Albania we don't use stamp, but everything is registered to the system. Be careful only for Kosovo, because we have a collaboration now with Kosovo that we don't register in the border. So if you go out in Kosovo and come back and they don't register, will not work. But we have, for example, Kakavia here with Greece and Girocastra that will take, I don't know, 2 hours from Vlora. You just go there, take stamp in Greece border and come back. And from this moment, you have gained 30 days to apply for residence permit.
Yeah. So a lot of people that are based in Tirana, they tend to go to Montenegro, and from like Vlora and south, they go to Greece, and or Italy. They take the ferry to Italy. And a lot of people make it kind of like a little vacation and have fun for it. Unfortunately, I've got dogs here. I couldn't make a whole nice little thing out of it. So I rented a car for the day, and I went to the border with Greece, which is right by Girocastra. I went with some friends. I dropped them off in Girocastra. They had their fun. I drove to the border. I parked on the Albanian border because a lot of rental companies will not let you cross borders, or you have to pay a fee. And I walked across. I got my passport stamped and all of that, and then I just turned around as soon as I got into Greece, and I came back, and I was a little nervous. I was like, oh, they're going to think I'm doing something weird. They didn't care. They stamped, they electronically, registered my passport, and I just went back and got my car and left. The whole thing probably took no more than 15 minutes. So if you don't have the time or don't want to go make a whole thing out of it and go to Greece or Italy or Montenegro, there is that like day trip option that you could do in Vlora at least. That was the easiest option for me in Vlora. Okay, and then.
Sorry, one question about family reunion. Sorry. We start with a self-employed visa because it's the easiest way for people who are already here or will come and they don't need to show nothing from US. Because you don't need any document from US. You just make this power of attorney here and I prepare everything here. It's something easy because I see that someone said we have to open business for 2 person and then family reunion with child. What I suggest to all my clients is that you don't need to open business for 2 people. Of course, if you need, you can open, but both of you will pay taxes. So the easiest way is that at the moment that someone, for example, husband have 5 years visa as self-employed, then the wife or even children apply directly. By law, we have to apply after you have ID card, but we do it in the same time. So it's okay. At the moment, we apply for 5 years for the husband. Directly, we apply for family reunion for wife and children for 5 years. And in this case, only one pay this 120 amount of insurance. Because for family reunion, you don't pay nothing. You don't pay for the insurance, for fee, or taxes. This is the better way. One person open a business, and for wife, husband, or children, directly apply for 5 years residence permit. Something that is very important to have the renew marriage certificate from US with apostille, and the same for the birth certificate renewed with apostille.
Okay,
last
so
6 months.
we'll get into that in a second more so, but I just want to answer. Somebody asked, do you have to show ongoing business income to stay legitimate for the 5 years?
This is very important. Normally, after you open business in new country, you don't need to show income. First, second year, I have clients who they don't show nothing, and this kind of normal. You can explain to the, let's say, tax office because you are new here and you don't have clients. So you need some time to start to work, to have clients, to learn language. So it's not, no one, let's say, take fine or have problem if they don't show income. It's easy to start this process with fiscalization program. It costs only 40 euro. You register to tax office and you can start to pay, to print bills from your computer. You have chance to do it like bank. If you receive some money, for example, from US, you will do it bank. And if Sarah is sending to you $1,000 from US, You just make a deal in Sarah's name, and you make 1,000 euros. So at the moment you receive this money in your bank account, this money automatically the tax office know, because you are putting this money to your fiscalization program. You can start to do like this, or you can do it cash in Albania, and it's something that you just press there, 1,000 euro income cash, and they don't need to know who sent you this money or where you take this money from, what service.
Okay, so we're gonna do another info session with taxes and that kind of stuff later on, just so everyone knows. And then another question, just to also clarify, why do we have to leave the country? We have to leave the country because within your most recent in Albania, that doesn't mean the first time that you come. You have to apply within the most recent entry of that 30 days. So when I applied, I was in my 11th month. I had left and gone on vacation in Europe a few months prior to that, but obviously that was over the 30 days. So in order to reset that 30 days, which is what you need to apply for the permit, you just have to leave for a day, an hour, whatever. Is that clear? So it just needs to be within your most recent entry, those 30 days. I don't. Okay. Okay, so you don't feel pressure that when you immediately come here, you have to apply within the first 30 days. That's not the case. If you don't want to apply for your visa, you want to wait and see how it goes, and if it's worth it, if Albania is for you, just wait. And then once you're ready to make that jump and be like, okay, I like Albania, I want to do the visa, and you have been in Albania for more than 30 days, then just leave for a day or whatever, and then that resets, and then you can apply.
Well, it's not that they cannot apply. They can apply even after 30 days, but together with the resident permit will come a fine of $200 or $300.
Yeah,
This is
so
why.
a lot of money for that. Okay, if you are an IT consultant with a permanent job in the US, does that qualify for self-employed?
Okay. Well, no, it's something else that you have a chance to apply, like IT in IT. It's not self-employed. Okay, they can open self-employed in Albania, what we explained before, but for IT, it's another reason that is better. You don't need to pay nothing, but it is a specified contract. So the person can apply like digital nomad, but they must have a contract in IT sphere with a company in US, but in contract must be specified that Alvaro will work with us in IT sphere, like a programmer, let's say, and he is allowed to work out of US without a specific area. If will be written there from Albania is better, and he will, as I say, he will work online with computer. And for Americans who want to apply for 5 years visa as digital nomad, it's important to write in the contract that this contract is valid or will be valid for 5 years. So in this case, they can apply for 5 years visa in Albania as digital nomad, and they don't pay nothing here. No insurance, nothing, no taxes, no insurance.
So I think, who asked this? Drew. I'm assuming that you're probably an independent contractor. And correct me if I'm wrong, Alvaro, if you are an independent contractor, that is when you can do the self-employed, or it's okay to do the self-employed.
Sorry again.
Do you know what independent contractor is, Alvaro? Maybe not.
I don't hear very good. I'm sorry.
Independent contractor.
Independent contractor. Yes, I know.
So, Drew, are you an independent contractor?
But not independent. Must be contract with a company in US, IT company.
If you do the digital nomad visa, you're saying.
Yes, digital
okay.
nomad
yeah.
visa, and the contract they must have contract with them here, original in Albania with apostille, and also criminal record with apostille from last 6 months.
Okay, yeah, okay, so you're not an independent contractor, you're a full-time employee. Okay, yeah.
But in terms of payments, the digital nomad visa is the best visa because in Albania you don't pay nothing, no insurance and no taxes. with digital nomad. But this is why they check the contract very strictly, and must be written there what I explained before, that the contract must be online out of US without specific area, and if it will be from Albania, it's better. And if it will not be for 5 years, they will take only for 1 year resident permit.
Yeah, okay. So as you guys probably are aware, a lot of companies don't want you working outside of the US. So that is something to definitely verify and clarify with your company if that's okay. And then as he was saying, within that contract saying that you're allowed to work outside of the US, it's better that they do put the 5 years so that you're set for the entire 5 years if you choose to be here that long or apply for a visa for that long. Yes, we will be discussing the pensioner's visa in a bit.
Okay.
So we're saying that W-2 employees with U.S. companies must show a contract valid for 5 years that specifies work. Yes, it doesn't have to be for 5 years, but it's better for you to do the 5 years so that you don't have to keep doing it every year. If your employee is like, yeah, we'll do it for 5 years, that's great. If they're only going to let you do it for a year, that means you're going to have to apply again every year with a new contract.
Yeah, and you need a new contract, original with apostille from US every year.
Yeah, okay.
Because, sorry, for people who are here and will renew, this criminal record is not needed anymore from Albania, because legally, if you stay in a country for 6 months, you can take there the criminal record. So even for a retired person who come here and need a document from US with apostille, this criminal background check, only for the first time they can take from America, because second time I will print from their Albania. I register them to Albania and get the document in a second without paying nothing, so that they don't have any problem with law in Albania, and use this document, not anymore from US, but for renew, not for the first year.
Okay, and now we have when the self-declaration is set up for a new business, is that a US-based business that is set up or an Albanian business?
Albanian business.
Okay.
For US digital nomad, they must have a diploma connected with the business that they are working their IT.
I think this is in regards to the self-employed one, if I'm not wrong, for the self-declaration. Yeah, so you're
self-employed, yes.
Okay. All right, so we've covered that much for the self-employed. As I said before, this is being recorded. I know we've got some people that joined late. This is being recorded, and I will put this up in the Facebook group, and I will also make, kind of like a highlights of the notes, the important information that you guys will need. Now we can move on to retirement visa.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the requirements for that?
Retirement visa is only a year visa. It's not options to apply for 2 or 5 years. Requirement is a social security document. Again, this document must be from the last 6 months, and pension must be more than 1,200, let's say, dollar, because dollar now is less than lakh, and must be 100,000 lakh minimum. Less than 100,000 lakh, you cannot apply. Pension must be more than this amount of money, and this social security without apostille is not needed. Only a document from the last 6 months. I have clients here who they can take online, I think, but depends on the state. So it's better to have it from the last 6 months social security, that you have monthly income more than $102,000. Other document that is important is criminal record, background check, that also you need is original and with apostille. But for this, you have an option also in American Embassy in Tirana, that you can have a document or a self-declaration that you declare that you are not criminal, you don't have any problem with law, and we can use also this document. Anyway, it's better to have it from America, but even if you don't have, we can use this as an option, not to go back and to take documents that will cost a lot. Photo and passport, of course, they are in all applications needed, 5 to 4 photo, and your passport that you enter in Albania, because maybe some people has 2 passports. I don't know if it's allowed in US. And if you must use the passport that you enter in the border in Albania, because with this passport you are registered to the immigration, and if you apply with other passport will be problems for the application. Lease is important, notary, rent contract, as I explained before, and else.
So for the people that live together, let's say a retired couple, can it be $1,200 together, or each person has to show that they're making 1,200?
Okay, let me explain something. If there are two people who are living together, a couple, that they are both retired, I suggest them not to apply as both of them like retired, but one apply like retired and the other family union using marriage certificate. It's funny, but family union will be for 5 years and retired only for 1 year.
Okay.
But will help you not to, as for retired people to stay here, must start to transfer pension to Albania. After they come here and apply for resident permit, I help them to open bank account in Albania, and from this moment they must receive money in Albanian bank, money of the pension. Social security document have to be connected with here in Albanian bank. So this money must transfer here, and is okay. They will get 1 year visa, but it's very important for the renew. Next year, when they will renew, if they don't transfer in this 11 months, if they will not transfer money to Albania, they will not renew the visa.
Okay, and so
this is why if it's a couple, if it's a couple that one of them is retired, the other one can make a family reunion. So the second one don't need to transfer pension here or to get this other documents like social security and criminal record. Only marriage certificate with apostille, and they apply for family reunion.
Okay. So in terms of retirement, is there a minimum age to be able to apply for this in Albania?
I'm sorry, I don't hear you.
Is there a minimum age for people to apply for the retirement visa here?
Only must be retired. This is only thing, because some people are retired before. It depends on the work, or no, it's not no age limitation.
Okay, so then so when they first apply, they can do the 1 year. After the 1 year, can they apply for another visa that's 2 years or 3 years?
Only 1 year.
So every year you have to keep reapplying every year.
Yeah, that is something that for retired visa they cannot apply for permanent, because for example, self-employed visa, after 5 years you apply for 10 years visa. After you have 5 years resident permit, you can apply for 10 years next time, and you have chance to apply for passport if you want. For the retired visa and property, that we'll speak later, it's only 1 year visa all the time.
Okay, so what advice would you give if someone says, okay, I'm retired, but I don't want to deal with it every year? Can I just do the self-employed route?
Of course, yes.
That's possible. But the only trade-off is that, so the retirees don't get taxed on their pensions, correct?
Sorry?
The retirees don't get taxed on their pensions that they receive in their Albanian bank account?
This is why people are applying as retired. And if they apply or as self-employed, they have to pay this $140 every month.
Okay.
This is the difference, that they don't need to pay insurance with retired. They don't pay nothing, even for income tax, or no, they don't pay nothing.
So I've seen online a lot myself, a lot of people are asking about insurance outside of Albania. Is it required to purchase international insurance in order to apply for the retirement visa here?
Normally they ask for Albanian local insurance, but yes, we have also cases with international insurance that is, but must say there that is included Albania or all countries, all Europe, and yes, we can use also this insurance.
Okay, so retirees need to purchase their own health insurance at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here in Albanian, local insurance costs €50 if they are until 64, and up to 60, 65 and more will be €100 a year.
Okay. 65 for people over, wait, how much? So for people 65 and older, how much do they pay?
Older 100, younger than 65, 50.
Okay. 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 And so the process is more or less the same. They come to you, they give you these documents, and you handle that.
Yeah, for retired, first of all, we apply for the. I print the bill from the system. Depends on the reason that we will apply. They pay in the bank fee. For retired, is €45. That is for a year. And we apply. I will translate document of Social Security, and if they have criminal record from US, I will translate in Albanian and make notary, and then we'll upload all documents to the system. They sign the application, and next day I give documents to immigration. They have provisor, and in 1 month this invitation letter for the ID card.
Okay, so for the documents, they have to pay €45 for?
€45 is for the immigration.
Okay.
If they have insurance, they will use their insurance, or if they prepare here is €50 or €100. They pay for translation, but it's 34 pages, so €30 goes in total.
Housing contract?
Yeah, housing contract that they must have notarized, €50. So this is the expenses, but it's only for 1 year.
Right. So okay, so they're going to have to pay that.
Yeah, they start to transfer money to Albania, retired, and then in the second year they need only Social Security renewed to show that they are still earning this amount of money, and criminal record from police they will take from Albania, so they don't need to take new one.
Okay. And then how much do you charge for this one?
For this visa, 200,000 lek or euro.
About 200. Okay. Okay, let's just.
Sorry, I read the document. A retirement visa. I'm US citizen, but also an Israel citizen. Which country I need which document from? I have lived in Israel for the last 20 years. In this case, you have to choose. Israel is the same. You don't need visa because there are some countries out of US, Europe that they need visa. So Israel is okay. You just come in Albania like US and apply. If you will apply like Israel citizen, you must have Israel retirement. So if you come to Albania with US passport, you must apply like US citizen. You cannot come like US citizen and apply like Israel with Israel retirement. And criminal record, background check, you will have from US or from Israel, so cannot be mixed, even if you have both citizenship.
Okay, and here's another good question. The money, their pension money, that needs to be a direct deposit from the government, correct? Into the Albanian bank account? Right. So you can't transfer it from another bank account.
No, this is very important for renew. They will have first visa because they cannot check, but when it will be time to renew, must be in 11 months or 10 last months, transfer directly from Social Security to Albanian bank.
Okay. Okay, just checking the questions, guys.
But Wayne, because he's my client, he has a business visa in Albania. He is getting rent from US. No, he don't pay nothing. But Wayne, be sure that this money will come to your personal bank account, not business. every money that comes to your personal bank account, you just declare that this money from rent in US, and you don't pay taxes here. But if you take this money to a business bank account, then you have to declare to tax office like income from your business in Albania.
Okay, let me just go back up a minute. Okay, I think some of these questions that are a little bit more detailed, I think maybe Alvaro can answer separately, so he has time to kind of read it and give you, the best answer. Do we need to be actively receiving Social Security payouts, or just show our payments would be at least that much if we can show that amount in a bank account? So are you saying that if you're going to retire, they just need to what?
At the end of the year, they will print a bank that confirm that they receive money in Albanian bank.
Okay. Self-employment visa, is it renewable after 5 years? Yes. Then you can apply for the 10-year residency. Is that what you said?
Sorry?
After the self-employed visa, after 5 years, you can get the 10-year visa or the permit? 10-year permit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But for this, you must stay, because it was a question before, for this, you must stay 6 months in a year in Albania. So in the 5 years, it's 30 months you must be here to apply for 10 years.
Okay, now in the eAlbania website, it says there's a choice of a 5-year pensioner visa application. Is that an error?
It's a choice, but Albania is not the best system. And after you have the 5 years, immigration will change it to 1 year for sure.
So that's not correct?
No, it's not correct.
Okay.
I know, I tried before, but when it will come time that immigration will approve the resident permit, they will change from 5 to 1 year.
Okay, right, okay. So yeah, so he's just saying that even though it says 5 years, you can apply for that, but they're only going to give you 1 year. So is there a bank account balance requirement for the retirement visa? So do you need to prove?
No, it's not needed. No. Only you show Social Security that you are receiving this amount of money, more than $1,200.
Okay.
No, you don't need birth certificate at all for any kind of visa. Birth certificate is not anymore required.
Okay. So if you're single, do you have to show, if you're married, you have to show the marriage certificate. If you're single, do you need to prove that somehow?
No, if you are single, you just apply for marriage certificate. You need for family reunion. If you are inviting your husband, wife, or birth certificate for children, it's also something else. Sorry, if for example it's a couple but they are not married yet, it's also options to apply like family reunion, but without marriage, so a civil partnership. For this, you need to prove that both of them are single. A document from US that shows that both of them are single with apostille. I don't know if you have like this kind of certificate to show that you are single, not married. But even it is needed self-declaration in the embassy to declare that they are single, not married. And you apply for 5 years resident permit, family reunion, like partner civil partnership.
Okay, so then do you need to prove that like you've been together for 5 years or something like that, or no? You don't have to prove that you're
more than 1 year. You make a notary declaration here in Albania. You declare that we are together more than 1 year. We are living together. It's not that they ask for proofs or no. Only you make a notary declaration, but you have to prove that you are not married, both of you.
Okay.
So everyone is like not married.
Okay. Did you, Alvaro, did you see Diana Price's question about the disability or retirement? That might be better to answer
Diana. Later
on.
I will be 59. Sorry, because next month I have more than enough to live now. So continues. Oh, it's too long. I have to check before.
Okay, yeah. So, Diana, Alvaro will get back to you for that question. Do I need a birth certificate for the pension visa? I think.
No.
Nope.
In any case, no, they don't need birth certificate.
Okay.
For I think that Ranan, Sarah explained before that it's a recorded Zoom, and you can find all documents that we speak before.
Is there a path from retirement visa to citizenship?
Retirement visa, no, you cannot apply for citizenship. For property and retirement visa, they cannot apply for citizenship.
Okay.
It's only 1 year visa.
Is it also true that you need to know the language to get citizenship? Okay.
No,
Good to
you
know.
don't need.
Okay.
Can we pass for a moment to this property visa? It's also for 1 year. All the people who buy here property, but living property, not business, they can apply for visa for 1 year visa also, and even they don't need documents from US. They have an apartment here, but must be with certificate of property. It's a bit difficult to explain because in Albania a lot of properties are, even if they are finished, they don't have certificate of property, and it's a final document to prove that you are owner. There are a lot of contracts like prepayment contract, promise to sale contract, etc. But with this kind of contract, you cannot apply for resident permit in base of property. You need certificate of property, and only 2 people can apply in base of property, not more than 2 for each apartment. And for this, you have the same 1 year visa because maybe next year you need to prove that you are still owner of this apartment. You don't sell it, and it will not give you reason for citizenship. It's all time 1 year for the moment if they don't change it later, the law.
Okay, I would also just like to point out that because certificates here are tricky, there are a lot of, let's say, fake agents here in Albania where they're not actually registered real estate agents, and they're popping up even more now because they see all these foreigners are coming. A lot of people will present themselves as being an agent or a realtor, and they're not. And this is why it's really important. They might try to say, oh, you can get a better deal with me without going through a real estate agency. But this is why it's very important to go through a real estate agent because of these certificates. People can sell you a fake certificate or just not a certificate at all, and you don't know about that. And unfortunately, Albania does attract a few, I mean, just like anywhere in the world, but I actually have personal experience with a scam artist, a foreign scam artist that moved here. And he had done this in Italy. His target was foreigners that were really desperate to live the Italian dream, and they wanted to move there and buy property for really cheap. And then he gave them fake documents, and this is not a real estate agent, but he kind of presented himself that way. They gave them fake documents, and then they come to find out they go to the house, and the house isn't theirs, and the owners are like, I don't know what you're talking about. So there are this guy, luckily this guy is no longer here. He's not doing that. But there are people that come here with the fake documents and they do prey on the foreigners and they make these attractive prices and they're really charismatic and they know all this stuff. But definitely do your due diligence. If you don't go through Alvaro, you go through someone else. Make sure if someone is presenting themselves as a realtor, they don't have a website, they don't have anything on Google Maps. Another way to know that for sure they're not a realtor is that if they're foreign and they don't speak Albanian, they are not a realtor. Okay? Or ask for their license ID. So just make sure that you are dealing with the correct people that have your best interests, because unfortunately there are people out there, especially because they see Albania as this growing country. They see all this potential to make money off of people that are desperate to leave or just want a new life somewhere else or whatever. So definitely be careful with things like that when you're going to purchase real estate here. And if you live here already, or you might notice that there are a lot of buildings that are half built or whatever, and a lot of that is because there's a problem with the certificate. Okay, are retirees able to get part-time jobs?
So I suggest all time clients
What was that, Alvaro?
about the property. Sorry, just to close. All time I suggest to the people, clients, to buy only with certificate of property, because in the past we have a lot of problems. Just to give you an example, it never happens now, but if the property don't have certificate of property, this building is not registered to cadastre, to real estate office, and the builder can take a document, go to notary, and promise to sell this apartment to Sarah. Then go to another notary and promise to sell this apartment to Alvaro. Then go to Tirana and promise to sell this apartment to X person. 100,000 for each. Get 300,000. Go to another countries, and three of you must go to court to decide it, who is the right, who is not, why to have this kind of problems. Okay, last years it's not happens because the law is strong and they can go to jail. But why to be in this condition? When you buy the certificate of property, notary must check before selling that this property is free to sale, and you are for sure 100% owner of this apartment. Sorry.
Nope, that's a good thing to have. So retirees, are they able to get part-time jobs?
Yes, at the moment that someone has a resident permit in Albania, he is allowed to work here.
And there's no maximum of how many hours they can work? Okay.
No, the minimum is part-time job is not exist anymore here. Sorry, it's normal job. Only they can register only like normal employers, not part-time. For example, if I want to employ someone, I cannot employ for 2 hours or 4 hours. Only like 8 hours minimum that is allowed.
Okay, and I have to have my money going into an Albanian bank account in order to qualify for pensioner's visa. Yes, your money from the government that sends you your retirement money needs to go directly into an Albanian bank account. If divorced, is a marriage certificate required to show the name change from birth certificate? So are you saying that you're divorced, but you still have the last name of your previous partner? That's what it sounds like?
Yes, so in this case, the passport now and marriage certificate or divorce certificate to prove that surname A and B are connected with this person, but both of them with apostille.
Okay. Yeah, so just okay, to reiterate, for the retirement visa, you need the social security verification and the notarized lease contract if you're single. Correct?
Sorry, I was
for this, okay, sorry. For the retirement visa, if you're a single person, all you need is you need the social security verification, notarized lease contract, and you do need the background check.
Yeah.
Okay, but I will write all this down for you guys after.
Albania grants 1 year visa free. What's the advantage of retirement visa? Yes, of course, you can stay here 1 year visa free, but you are like tourist. You don't have ID card, doesn't permit, and you are not registered to civil office. You don't have access to Albania. You cannot make custom, for example. A lot of people are using because they need to have a card here to register to tax to Albania, as I say. So this is the better ways to have resident permit to be legally here.
Yeah, and also a lot of Americans also choose to do the full year, and if they don't want to deal with the whole visa thing, you can leave for 90 days consecutively in a row, and then you can come back and your year starts again. That is also a popular option for someone that doesn't want to go the visa route. But I think you'll find that you do want to stay and you don't want to leave for the 90 days because you get comfortable and you don't want to leave. Okay, here's a question. If you have already submitted your documents to eAlbania and received no response, can you, Alvaro, stop or restart the process if they hire you? If they get stuck in the waiting status, is there anything that you could do as an attorney? It's a question from Rumpus. If they've
Sorry again.
The question is from Rumpus. If you have submitted your documents to eAlbania and received no response, can you stop or restart that process for them if they're stuck in the waiting status? Or they just have to wait?
No, you have to contact the immigration office because sometimes they, as I said before, Albania is not in the best days. And sometimes, for example, you don't upload the correct document, and the officer make right there that you must upload again this document. And at the moment you don't receive this email, it's like pending, and you have to contact immigration, or you must send to them the documents original, because you apply online. I noticed before, you apply online, but the next day, in 7 days, you must give to them documents. You send by post, or I go there personally, because I don't believe to just pass with post and maybe will be somewhere in the offices. So I go handily and give to them documents to upload into the system. This is the way maybe that is pending. You have to contact the immigration office, and they can cancel the request, or they just ask you to upload what document is missing.
Okay, so you can cancel it and then go through Alvaro, or you can verify which documents you need and try to continue on.
Yeah.
Would it be more?
Laura is easier for me because I check near. If it's the other cities, I can try by phone, because it's very difficult for me to go in Durrës for checking something. No, I cannot close office and go there.
Would it be more economical to just leave for 3 months and restart as a pensioner instead of just applying every year for the permit?
You don't. I think that is after they stay here 11 months, that you, as you did the last days, you just apply, you go out, come back, apply for a retired visa, and you don't need to pay nothing and to stay out 3 months.
I think that'll also depend on you and how much you get taxed in the US, because if that's the case, you're going to have to pay taxes on that in the US. If you, yes, that might be a little annoying to reapply every year, but at least you don't get taxed here for that. So I think that depends on what, if it's worth the hassle for you with what you're going to get taxed in the US. Can I just show social security document and deposit my own money? No, it needs to be directly deposited by the government.
No.
Okay, Diana, Alvaro will answer all of those questions that you're asking later on. No, Alvaro is Alvaro is in Vlorë. Yeah, Alvaro is also a real estate agent.
Sorry?
I'm just answering the question. Sorry, Alvaro. Someone asked if
Alvaro
is a real estate agent as well.
Yeah.
So just to confirm, there is no path to permanent residence in Albania through owning a property.
No.
Okay.
Only 1 year visa all time.
Is there
I saw a message, also a question about property minimum price. We don't have minimum price. I have a lot of clients, for example, who buy something in the village. It costs 10,000 euro, and they get resident permit and stay here. The only thing is the square must be minimum 20 square for each. Can apply only 2 people. For example, if a family with 5 person, parents and 3 children buy a property, they cannot apply 5 of them in days of property. Only 2 parents will apply. Property must be 40 square, in this case for 2 person. And then we use family reunion with marriage certificate and birth certificate. So parents get like property visa, and children apply as family reunion. It doesn't matter how much will be cost also $1,000 the property, but must be minimum 20 square for each, 40 in total for 2 person.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Alvaro, foreigners cannot purchase land here. There needs to be some kind of structure on the land.
Yes, they can buy land that are connected with a house. For example, if I own a house that is 100 square and connected has a 300 square land, you can buy. But if only land you cannot buy, but even it's a thing that I can help through business. For example, Sarah comes to Albania. She don't have a resident permit, and she want to buy 5,000 square land. You open a business and buy as Sarah person physique the land, and then after you buy Sarah person physique and you want to close business or to stop it later, you just gift from Sarah person physique as business to Sarah. This is allowed. So you come here, you buy open business, buy in the name of business only land, and then gift from business to your like person.
Okay.
Gift to yourself. Pass to yourself.
Okay, so any of your, just to say again, any documents that you need, you can also get at the U.S. Embassy. So there's no reason, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alvaro.
No, sorry.
Okay.
The only document allowed is the criminal background check that they declare that they don't have problem in US. About marriage certificate or other things, they cannot, they will not accept because it's only declaration, it's not document. They need a document. Marriage certificate, birth certificate.
So they would have to get that mailed from the US?
Yeah, original with apostille.
Okay. Yeah, so definitely make sure that you want to get that done before you get here. Otherwise, it'll be a huge headache. Okay. Are wives automatically owners of apartments when it is purchased, or do they have to insure their names on the certificate of ownership?
Sorry again?
So if one person buys an apartment and they're married, does that automatically include the wife or the husband?
Yes, but they must show to notary marriage certificate. Because if you come and buy only you, notary, for me, they have access to the system, and automatically in the notary system, I goes like married, and my wife automatically is half of the owner. But you as American, they don't have access to your data. So if you declare that I am single, I am not married, anyway, they ask for marriage certificate, you will be only you. But when you ask the notary that, when you show to the notary marriage certificate, they write in the contract that by this Alvaro, but as together he attached marriage certificate that he is married with this person, attached her passport, then automatically both of them will be owner of the apartment.
Okay, and can you please clarify which visas require apostilled birth certificates?
Birth certificate, no one. You don't need it at all.
For not any visas.
Background check for any visa is not needed anymore. Birth certificate. Okay. For background check for police criminal record is needed for retired visa and digital nomad. Only for this kind of visa.
Okay, this is a good question. If you get a self-employed visa for 5 years, and during that time, Albania changes the self-employed visa requirements or details, will that apply to you, or do you get to finish out your 5 years?
Normally, you have ID card for 5 years, and they will respect this one. But it's something that we never know what will be. But at the moment that you have ID card for 5 years, you don't need to change. The only thing you change address from yours to Duros, or the business, if you close it, you declare and you cancel. But this one depends what will be the law. I cannot pretend what will be.
Okay.
For example, they can say that yes, will change, but the person who already have it will not change. They will have until then.
Yeah. Can rent be paid in cash in our long-term leases granted to those that do not have resident visa? Yes, I pay in cash all the time. I think most people do. There are some people that do like a cash, a bank transfer to their landlords, because some landlords don't live in Albania anymore. So they do it that way. Long-term leases, yes, they can be granted without a residency.
Who pay in cash, I suggest you to have, for example, Ana, if you pay in cash, of course it's allowed, but I will show you now an example that at the end of the contract, or you can prepare a paper by yourself. You just make the monthly. Here, for example, I have for a client. This is, I don't know if you can see it. Here is table, a landlord and tenant. So every month we write here at 8th of February, they sign the contract, they pay 500.
Yeah, there you go.
500, and both of them sign here, because who knows what will be in the future.
Yeah.
Bank transfer is all time verified. You go there, just print the statement, and you show that you pay. But for cash, who knows? He will say that, oh no, I don't have money. So with this document, you just prove that you pay every month. You can pay cash, but attached with this contract, with the contract will be this paper that you declare that in this date, a landlord and tenant sign that you pay this amount of money. And in any case, you are protected.
Can you get permanent residency through any minimum investment?
No. The only way is this property, but you have to buy an apartment or house with certificate of property. Investment is not yet applied.
Okay, here's another one. Sorry, guys, we're kind of jumping all over the place. I just want to make sure I answer all your questions. To be eligible for a digital nomad residency, can I start a business here in the US, then employ myself with a 5-year contract stating I can work out of the area?
Yes, I have also this case that it work, but have to be in IT sphere. And what I said before, that contract must say that he will work outside of US, online from Albania for long-term contract, 5 years if it's written there. Yes, and together it will attach the contract, the diploma or courses that he has with him.
Okay.
Together with the contract that he's getting, like I do.
Would the digital nomad pathway make me eligible for eventual citizenship?
Yes, it's okay for citizenship. They can continue.
So after how many years can they apply?
Only in the law. After 5, all time after 5, you need 5 years here to stay minimum 6 months in a year, 30 months in 5 years, because if you stay 1 year this year and 5 months next year will count all in total. And after 5 years, you will apply for 10 years visa. And then start applied for the citizenship.
Okay. Okay, with the American. Do children born in Albania get citizenship?
Yes, but both parents must have a resident permit in Albania. Automatically, I have a case some days before, Ukrainian couple, they both, I helped them to have a resident permit. Now the baby, Carolina, gets passport directly.
Okay. Yes, I will provide everyone Alvaro's contact information. No. Okay. If you start a business in Albania and employ yourself through the business, then apply for the self-employment visa. Is there an income requirement? No, you just need to show that you have at least 5,000.
No, you don't employ yourself. No. Look, if you open a business, you cannot employ yourself. You are already self-employed.
Right. Yeah. So this would be So this would be just the self-employed visa, and no, you do not need to show you just need to have the 5,000 in your account.
In my office, I already employ five girls that are foreigners just to connect with employed visa. There are a lot of companies here who want workers. Depends on what the profession they have, and for this they can get also 5 years visa. If Albanian company, for example, Alvaro, employ you like real estate agent or like assistant, and you don't need bank account, you need only work contract here, and then you get 5 years resident permit and no documents from US, only rent contract or declaration. I make a declaration that she will live to my place, to my apartment. I will give them a place to my apartment to live, work contract, and you get 5 years visa.
Okay, just to
To be
clarify,
employed
because
in Albania.
we're getting a lot of questions about citizenship. Which visas can you eventually get a citizenship from?
So, retired visa and property visa will not give you chance to have citizenship. All the others can.
Okay. I am self-employed, but also a full-time employee. Before bills withdrawn, I usually have $4,950 in the account. Would that hinder me from getting the self-employed visa? Well,
Look, to have this 5,000 that we discussed before, you need only a statement, a minute. So you have 5,000 now in the bank. You just print the statement, and you don't need to save this money or to be there. You just show that you have 5,000, and use this bank statement. You don't need to block this money or to be in the bank for a long time. Just get a statement and use this money.
yeah, so it doesn't have to say like, oh, I make this much amount from this employee or employer, whatever. You just
No,
have to
just
have
put
that amount in
5,000
your
there.
account.
Yeah, you can transfer, for example, for a moment, put cash in the bank, take bank statement, withdraw back money, and use it.
Yes, I know a few expats that have their parents transfer them some money. So, and then they get the statement printed, and then they just transfer the money back to their parents. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
That one too. Self-employed visa is same thing as business visa?
Self-employed visa, yes. Business visa, yes. It's the same.
Okay, so we're all caught up on the questions for now. So so the retirement visa, I think we've covered everything. And now let's move on to the family reunification, who that's the best for and what's needed.
Okay. Family reunion. As I say before, when a person is in Albania, he have a resident permit. He can apply for family reunion for parents, and can be for 5 years, for husband, wife, and for children. For this, must have marriage certificate and birth certificate for the kids. Or for him, if, for example, he will apply, I will apply my father, I must have my birth certificate to show there that he is my father with apostille.
Okay, so to do the family reunification, sorry, I'm getting distracted by these questions. So okay. The one person will apply for the
for visa, self-employed visa, digital nomad or employed will apply, and then he can make family reunion to first girlfriend, but he need to show that he and she are both are single, not married. He can make family reunion with wife. They need marriage certificate with apostille. They can make family reunion with all kids. For this, they need birth certificate. Sorry, for kids under 20 years old. If they are older than 20 years, they cannot make a family reunion. Only if they are disabled, they can make the family reunion more than 20 years old. For this, they need a birth certificate to prove that this son or this children has a father and mother of this person with apostille.
Okay. But if it's just like a single family household or single parent household, that's okay.
Yes, but any time will be also a notary declaration here in Albania that both parents declare that they are parents of this person, they allowed him to apply for resident permit in Albania. They declared that these children will stay to their house, apartment, and they will pay for all what is needed during staying in Albania. If it's a single mom, for example, divorced, she must have permission from the husband, or if the one parent died, they must show the death certificate with apostille, and only this person will be responsible for the child to make declaration.
Okay. Does the government recognize same-sex marriage certificates?
No, in Albania, no.
Can they do like the civil union in that case?
Sorry, what was the question?
So can a same-sex couple use if they're legally married in the US, can that be used for their marriage certificates here, or is that not allowed?
No, it's not allowed. In Albania, it's not allowed in the same sex, yes. The same family reunion, like marriage or a civil partnership, no, it's not allowed for the moment.
So and they can't do the civil union certificate either?
No, it's the same. They can apply like other kind of visas, like self-employed or employed.
Right. Okay, so that would be, in that case, that would be the best route
In
for
this
same-sex
case, for
couples.
example, if they one of them can apply like self-employed, and he can employ the other person, and both of them get 5 years visa, but will be 120 for each this insurance.
Okay.
Every month.
Okay, so what about the opposite? If an older child applies to have their parents be unified instead of the opposite, is that possible?
Yes, it's possible, of course, but with birth certificate of child who is inviting parents to show that mom or dad is this person with apostille, renewed.
Okay, so let's just recap that for the family reunification. The best bet is to do the self-employed visa and then apply for everyone else. Now, in the self-employed visa, we stated earlier, just to save time, I'm not going to restate it again. I'll add that to what I'm going to post, just redoing everything, but the notarized contract, all of that. And the birth certificate, and then so all the fees that come associated with the self-employed visa, are there any other additional fees?
No, self-employed visa are as I say, is a power of attorney, payment 120 for the immigration, my fee, and translation that will be about 30 euro dollar, like for the documents who need to be translated in Albania, diploma or other what they have.
And the notarized housing contract.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay, and so your fee for the family reunification is by family or by person? What do you charge for that?
Normal depends on the how many person they are. Of course, I cannot take for example 350 to 5 person.
Yeah.
Of course I can, but I will not take it. So in the whole time when I have families who are 4 or 5 person, I make a preference different price.
So let's just say the minimum price is 350 euros.
For if the husband open business here, pay to me 350 euro, and for the 3 other people will pay 200 for each for family union.
Okay. So the minimum price, we'll say around 750.
Yes.
Okay, about that. Okay, but
no. Depends how person they are. For example, 350 for husband, 200 for wife, family reunion, 200 for kids, family reunion.
Okay, all right. Okay, guys, so we're gonna wrap up. Any last minute questions. If we didn't answer something, you just post it in the group and we'll get back to you.
Sorry, just one second.
Yeah.
Ok, ok. Siamo in Zoom online, sta in un momento. Stavo per fare bene, ok. I'm sorry. Yes.
It's okay. What is the success rate for people applying for the self-employed visa?
In my 5 years working with Americans, I have 100% success.
Yeah. Okay. I personally have never heard of anyone being denied. So with Alvaro,
the only reason that someone cannot have it is if they make if they have criminal record, for example, if they are for example, the FBI or other companies are in search for it, or if they make a crime in Albania during this time. Other chances, no, to have problems.
So is it like a felony on their criminal record that will get them denied?
Yes.
Okay.
But not in the past. If it's something actual.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do. All right. The last question, guys.
Yes, rent contract is important. You must have rent contract to start the process.
Yeah. The notarized contract. And there is a difference because a lot of housing agencies or real estate agencies will offer just a contract and then there's a notarized contract. You need the notarized contract. That is the one you need in order to get all of these. If you don't have that, you can't do anything. Okay, so last question. Does anyone, okay, court-ordered child support, does that continue once they move over out of the country? I'm not sure if you would know that. Oop. Did we lose him? Did you hear that, Alvaro?
Now I'm hearing you.
Okay, so court-ordered child support, does that continue in Albania once they move here?
Yes, but for what? Depends in what case.
I suppose through a divorced couple and someone is ordered to pay the child support.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they have to register here. Look, all the court decision of out of Albania will not be knowing here. For this, we have to go to Albanian court and to make this document. I don't know the word how to say. To know this court decision of foreigner court to Albanian court.
Okay. All right, guys. So let's stop here. I'll go through the questions that we have not answered and we will get back to you with those. I do have your names and obviously you are on the Americans in Albania Facebook group so I can find you. I will upload this to the group and I will also give the shorter version of what's needed for every visa. Please allow me some time to do that. This went a little longer than I anticipated, but when that is done, I will post that, and I will also post you Alvaro's information so you can contact him. I do ask you to please, before you contact him, just make sure that the question that you are going to ask isn't already answered. As you can imagine, Alvaro gets very busy with questions. So this is why we wanted to do this, so that he doesn't answer the same question a million times. So, if the question that you have is still not answered, the information.
Just to say something, I think we said it before, but I see that now there are more people who entered. The most important thing is for people who are coming from US and want to apply for retired visa, they must have a background check with apostille and this social security document renewed from the last 6 months. The people who are coming here with children, they must have a marriage certificate if they are married, renewed from last 6 months with apostille, and birth certificate renewed last 6 months with apostille. Yeah. For the self-employed visa, for employed visa, They don't need to take nothing. I can prepare here everything in 2-3 days and will apply for 5 years. It's very important, and it's easier for you not to spend money and lose time to come here with the wrong documents. I think that this is the main of this meeting. So the people who will come here for retired visa and for family reunion, they must have this document from US.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. All right, guys, thank you for joining, and a huge thank you to Alvaro for spending his Saturday evening with us instead of his family. So we will be in touch with everything that we went over. All right, thank you, and bye, everybody.
Sorry for the question that we don't answer.
Yeah,
sorry for the question that we didn't answer for the moment, but we will check everything, and they can write me anytime for all questions we will answer. It's better to be written, and I will answer the same, so we'll be there and you have the answer all the time. Thank you very much to everyone.
Okay, bye. Thanks.